Okay, I'm just going to go around, start off. Fred, your question.
Yeah, making kefir and cottage cheese, I'll make it, and a lot of times it ends up different, but I know you said there's like 3 different kinds of bacteria, so I was wondering if you could maybe talk about how the variables affect
the temperature will decide which bacteria. You've got 3 main bacteria in milk. You've got Acidophilus, Bulgarius, Caucausicus, and Acidophilus, Bulgarius, Caucausicus. Caucausicus digests the proteins, the Bulgarius digests the fats, the Acidophilus digests the sugars. Depending upon the temperatures, if it's cold, the fat usually is prominent. The Bulgarius is usually higher. That creates a more soured and sometimes even bitter flavor. If the warmer it is, usually the Acidophilus will predominate, and you'll have a sweeter kefir or yogurt. If you want to make sure that the Acidophilus predominates all the time, so you have a sweet rather than a sour, if you have that kind of a taste bud, then it's good to put a little bit of honey in. It doesn't take much to spur the Acidophilus to be more active. Probably a teaspoon per quart of milk is enough to make it to gear it on the sweet side. Of course, the more honey you have, the sweeter it's going to be. And it won't be just the sweetness from the sugar, it'll be the sweetness from the milk, because the Acidophilus will be more prominent at that point. More of the sugars will be digested along with the minerals, and minerals make things very sweet too. A lot of times you can have something that's very sweet tasting and not have any sugar in it. That's because of the minerals. It has the alkalinizing minerals, which have a sweet flavor. If you have milk that separates like Kathy's there, you can just put it in a blender for 3 seconds and it'll be back into a thick yogurt again, or a thick kefir. You don't have to drink it separated like that. And it just takes 3 seconds.
Okay.
Maybe not even 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 to 3. If you want an Acidophilus or yogurt that is best for you in human, then you use your own saliva as your starter. You've got more bacteria in your mouth and your saliva than dogs and cats. And that's where we start our digestion. Remember that digestion is supposed to be at least 90%. Bacterial is supposed to be 90% of digestion. So it starts in the mouth. So if you take some milk and swish it around in your mouth for a minute or so, and then expectorate that back into the milk, that's using your own bacteria. When you use a cow's rennet or the grains from a cow's stomach to make your yogurt or kefir, it will compete with yours. It won't encourage your particular kind of bacteria, because ours are different from a cow's or a goat's or sheep or any animal where they use the rennet to help that. So using your own saliva will always produce the best bacteria for you as an individual.
Sometimes it comes out like almost fizzy. What causes that?
Like turning alcohol. That means it's turning, it's getting too hot too fast, and a lot of alcohol forms in it, and that causes a gaseous reaction.
And I've had that even in the fridge. I just let it sit in the fridge, but for a long time, maybe several weeks.
Yeah, it'll
still do it.
Turn into alcohol, absolutely.
Anything you do to prevent it doing that? Because sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does.
It depends upon how warm the milk got.
Oh, like before you put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's probably why it got warm. And then
You don't want it warm, right?
I like it warm. I will make my kefir out of the fridge and then put it in the refrigerator.
Okay.
but I'm usually consuming it within a week. You know, mine rarely ever goes beyond a week.
Okay, thanks.
You
If it
make
does go
in-
beyond a week, it will get fizzy.
Oh, okay.
It'll separate. You can blend it and that'll get rid of some of the gas, but still you have a high concentration of alcohol.
Yeah.
in it.
Which is not good.
No, it just causes more detoxification.
And there's no limit. Let's say you've got some kefir, and you've got a whole bunch. You can keep it for months, right?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay. Okay.
You know, if you're like the Germans, you like it stinky and rotten.
Yeah, boy.
Really nasty stuff. Hi. There's another chair over there. There's probably some chairs in there that you can bring out here. Chair over there. Another chair over there. That one's broken?
What do you want?
10 degrees warmer. It's just like vacation.
One more. Probably one more. You guys want?
Okay, do you have a question?
Yeah, Susan Summers, I saw on TV.
I can't hear you.
She lost her breast from
What?
cancer.
Suzanne Summers lost a breast.
She had
Mastectomy.
adult stem cells implanted, and she grew it back.
She what? I can't hear a
She
word
did?
you're saying.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
She what?
I saw it on TV. She had adult stem cells implanted, and it grew it back.
Oh.
That work?
Yeah,
Wow.
But they're not
I've
giving
got a man
it.
who's been on the diet 12 years, and that's what he does. He
Stem cell therapy?
he has an international stem cell company in Bangkok.
Oh.
So people fly to him, or he has connection with quite a few. He had his own clinic, but his son overspent money and absconded with $5 million.
Oh my God.
Bankrupt, his own son bankrupted. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So sometimes you can't even trust your own blood.
How do you
So-
go to the cells? It just multiplies your own
Yeah, what
cells?
you do is you go and have the blood taken, and there's a way to separate the red blood cells without a chemical. Normally they'd use some solvent to dissolve them, but stem cells are whole large cells, and there's a magnetic way to separate them. So then they separate the adult stem cells and then reproduce them in a laboratory in Israel, and then send them to wherever they are in the country, in whatever country it is, and then they inject them. Don Ho hadn't worked in, I think it was about 4 years. Anybody know who Don Ho
Yeah,
is?
he's the singer of Hawaii.
Tiny Bubbles in
Yeah.
Hawaii. You know, a famous Hawaiian singer
Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
through the 60s and 70s. And anyway, he had a heart transplant and a lot of difficulty, bypasses, and nothing was working out. So he went to my friend Don in Bangkok and had he had stem cells taken here, sent to the laboratory in Israel, and then injected into his heart in 40 places. He was back to working in 2 months. I saw one elderly man that was in a wheelchair, and he had the stem cells injected all in his heart, and he was playing tennis in 3 months.
Is it
Wow.
very expensive?
Very expensive, 30 to 50,000.
For a shot?
Well, there's one.
For one syringe shot?
Well, you get 40 to 50 injections of it.
Oh, wow.
For one treatment.
One treatment, yes.
They could probably do spinal cord, you think, at some point?
They can do it to any part of the
How
body.
about your gums?
It's just that you have to have a doctor who's familiar with those with particular, stem cells. They segregate, isolate from the blood, like there's pancreatic for diabetics, there's heart for heart, there's lung, there's spinal cord.
You have to know the difference.
You have to know the difference, and you have to have a laboratory who knows how to do it,
Okay.
and then a doctor who will inject them
Okay.
into that area of the body. But I'd rather just eat bone marrow.
But how
There you
long
go.
that's going
Now,
to
the
take?
bone marrow
Results?
creates
Bone
it naturally, right?
Yeah,
But that's going to take 30, 40 years.
not necessarily.
This goes automatic.
Yeah, it will go automatically to that part of the body. Yes, it will. But if you put a hot water bottle on the area where you're having difficulty and you're taking a 90-minute hot bath a day, your system's going to move fast. In the last 3 years, I still have 2 more to go before I'll be satisfied with the results. Been having people doing 90-minute baths instead of just 40, 45, or 35 to 50-minute baths, or 35 to 50-minute baths. Doing 90-minute baths, plus eating cheese anywhere from every 15 to 45 minutes of the day to collect the poisons that are in the intestines and stomach, so it doesn't remix with the food, and then you redigest your poisons that are in the system. The hot baths make sure that you melt it out of the lymphatic system and perspire it out of your skin, where 90% of toxins are supposed to leave the body. So people used to progress the normal rate that Howell and Pottinger found, that it took animals to reverse their diseases, which was 5 generations. So for humans, that would be 37 to 40 years. Since I've had people doing it at least 5 days a week, 90 minutes a day, plus eating the cheese every day, anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes daily, the increase in lymphatic activity and cleansing and healing has tripled.
Oh, wow.
So I think that, I don't know if there is a point where, some things can move so fast and some things can't. I'll get a better idea at 5 years and 10 years and 15
Could you
years.
break it up in the
But
day?
right now, the initial results show 3 times faster cleansing and healing.
Can you break it up in a day, like half an hour
No, it needs to be a 90-minute stretch.
at one time?
Yeah. Imagine this. You've got a stick of cold butter in a 2-cup glass jar. You've got 105 degrees outside. How long is it going to take for the outside heat to change the temperature of the inside air around the butter, which is generating a colder temperature? How long is it going to take? It takes 90 minutes.
Do you have to have the foods that you recommend in the water? Or
No, yes, in the water if you have municipal water. If you have well water, you don't have to put ingredients in the water.
Okay, so what if you're not able to get some of the ingredients that what if you can't get the butter and cream that you need to go in the water?
You don't put butter in the
Well, you told my daughter she should have coconut cream, butter, and cream. And she can't get the butter and cream, she can't get milk. And so...
She can get the coconut cream and vinegar?
The coconut cream, yes.
I must have made a mistake. It should have been it should have been dairy cream and coconut cream, and
We need dairy cream in the water?
yeah.
Okay, well you told her dairy cream, coconut cream, and
Dairy,
butter.
milk, coconut cream, and it should be dairy cream if you want. But I just use coconut cream, milk, and vinegar,
And
and sea salt or
Okay, so what
Epsom
if you
salt.
can't get, she has had no luck, and I didn't either when I was over in Maui trying to find any milk. You can't get milk, cream, butter, it's just me. So,
You have to have it shipped in if you want that from the Big Island or from Pennsylvania.
well, I asked that Lee Parrish over the Big Island if he'd ship some over, and he said no.
They don't have enough.
There's a guy, the
They don't have enough.
farmer I know.
Yeah.
Is there?
But you can use the coconut cream and vinegar,
So she could just use those two.
and then salt, sea
What
salt.
they do? Can you say what they do each individually again? Each
Pardon?
one individually does something different.
Well,
Stay in the
the sea salt will cause the body to get hotter and perspire. Sodium is an explosive. That's why it'll eat things away. That's why it'll rust things. It'll eat a steel ship apart over time. Because sodium is the explosive when it's isolated. It's more volatile than nitroglycerin. That was one of the projects that my father worked on for the General Electric that worked for the military. That was one of the projects he worked on. And they received $2 billion to make sodium into a weapon. And just a 1.5-degree temperature change would set it off. So they could never do it. But a crystal the size of a football would take out all of New York City, all of the buildings, just one crystal that big. That's why they wanted it as a very efficient bomb, because there's no way to control it. So, which is a good thing. They do it not bad enough with uranium and stuff like that. So, anyway, it has a tendency to break up the dead cells in the skin, helps dissolve them. It also helps neutralize things like fluoride and chlorine in the waters. Then the milk can absorb the calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, and potassium in the milk, absorbs those toxins so they don't get absorbed into your body.
Yeah.
And the coconut cream is just to make your skin nice and soft so it doesn't dry out when you get out of the bath.
What about the apple cider vinegar?
Apple cider vinegar helps neutralize some of the poisons in the water.
Does it actually go in and do something too?
No, it doesn't.
No,
Not in my tests with it. It didn't. But there's, you've heard of chelation therapy?
Yeah.
Where they put DMSO or into some of those toxic chemicals into your body to get heavy metals out.
Yeah.
Well, the same amino acids are in raw and pasteurized apple cider vinegar. Why would you use a chemical when you can use raw apple cider vinegar? Doesn't make any sense, but that's the way they like a money. Make a lot of money. Those alternative therapists.
You can take it internally then too.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Absolutely.
What?
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, like I said in one of my my last newsletter, ever since I was about 14 years old, or 14 and 15 and a half, I don't remember when the test was done, in my right carotid artery, I had plaque on that artery. And I had it checked. I have it checked about every 3 to 4 years by Lifeline Services. And I always had it checked and never did anything about it. It never bothered me. I'm not an athlete, so I don't care. But then I decided to experiment. So for a year period, I alternately had, a tablespoon of vinegar, either in some milk or in a sport formula. Probably 45 times in a year. And when I went back and had it done the next time, all the carotid artery was clean that quickly, and that's the only thing I did
You
different.
could put it in the kefir milk, teaspoon of vinegar.
Well, I didn't put it in with kefir, I just put it in milk. But you can put it in kefir if you like it in kefir. That's fine.
I know you mentioned the clay too. Goes in the
Clay,
bath
yeah, I
too.
put in.
You can put the clay if you don't have, some of the other ingredients.
When you say clay, is that bentonite or French clay or?
Well, your bentonite clay, a lot of people misuse that. Bentonite clay was originally all from volcanic waste. That's not a good source. What happens when you have a volcano? When you have a volcano, it reaches, sometimes 3,000 degrees, but it averages around 2,300 degrees. So all of your volatile minerals, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, zinc, all of those are gaseous. They're gone. So all you have is toxic heavy metals left in your lava. So if you're taking clay from a lava bed, it's going to be concentrated in toxic metals. Mercury, lead, uranium, all that stuff. that's not a good thing. So I use Terramin clay and the French clays.
French what?
There's a French clay, I forget, Azteca, or Aztec, or Azteca
Red
clay.
jar, red bottle, and then a red label.
Well, I don't know what it is now. I have quite a few batches, so it's taking me years to go through them, big containers. And back then, when I got mine, Aztec clay, I don't use Aztec clay much anymore. I use mostly Terramin clay.
What's the source of the Terramin?
The Terramin is out in the Mojave Desert. It was an old aquabed, an old thermal aquabed. And, of course, way down deep it was a much higher temperature, but they mine it where it never went over 98 degrees. And 98 degrees is when you start altering the structure of phosphorus. So the phosphorus is still intact. All the calcium, phosphorus, all the minerals intact. That's the only one I know that's intact. Okay. Do you have a question, Allison?
Yes, I do. It's what foods are the best foods to eat to grow your best baby?
To grow, she wants to know what's good to grow big breasts.
No, I'm not going to be shy.
Guys, too.
I'm going to say it.
Bone marrow and chicken and fish, and of course any glands of an animal. But what you have to do is these muscles around the breast, they need to be exercised to get the circulation in better. So even if you're doing, light push-ups, it's like you put your arms out as far as you can and you just go like this.
Okay.
And that exercises those muscles around the breast. Those get strengthened. The actual glandular tissue strengthens with it.
Okay.
And that's the best way to do it. So.
Because I was doing the ovaries
Uh-huh.
for a year, over
Uh-huh.
a year, and I didn't notice anything. I would do it in a shake. I would blend them up, but
Ovaries aren't very,
Chicken work.
no.
ovaries aren't very strong, and the testes will help. Any good hormone, good, a calf's thyroid, which is very large. Buffalo thyroid is the size of you have to get this huge animal,
Like
and you've got a little thyroid this big.
So a calf or a buffalo thyroid would
No,
be good?
buffalo thyroid is too small. You're not going to get much from
Oh,
it.
you're not?
But a calf's thyroid is about 2.5 pounds. An adult cow's thyroid, you're lucky if it's...
Where do you get a calf thyroid?
Well, you have to get in touch with a, Amish farmer or a farmer that's butchering a calf.
So just like how much bone marrow would you have a day with like your meat?
If you want to grow them faster, you can see how mine are developing nicely. You could have, probably 3 tablespoons a day with your meat meal,
Oh, really? Okay.
with a glandular meal or a meat meal.
With a glandular meal or a
Liver
meal.
doesn't work as well.
So chicken and
But
fish
the
more than
exercise
meat,
is
huh?
going to be, and you have to have eaten that for, it takes time to digest it, get into the blood strong. So let's say it takes about 4 hours.
Okay.
Then you start exercising after that 4-hour mark. Let's say you do 30 of those light, with your arms stretch out. If you can do them out even farther, it's better. The farther you get them apart, the more you hit
Farther
the trapeze,
away?
the
Okay.
pectoral muscle there,
Okay.
And you don't have to do it bad. Just get a little pressure on it. It doesn't have to be huge,
Okay. So
If you're
it's
way
starting-
down like this, it's going to be very hard.
It starts some activity in there. It starts some activity in that area,
Yeah.
the muscle, and then. Okay.
When you're doing it like this, you're mainly going to get your trapeze muscles back here. And, you're not going to get a lot in this area, but when you stretch them out, you can feel it. You feel it going all the way across here.
Awesome. So you think thyroid is the best in terms of a gland?
Because that's so much. There are those large glands in some animals,
Okay.
especially the calf.
Okay.
What do you want? The Amish don't get the Maryland
You want to
doesn't get it.
reduce your breaths? Hot water bottles on them.
There you go.
Spire out the extra fluids.
Does it shrink the fat?
It does.
Does it
Pardon?
shrink the fat?
It will shrink the fat and it'll get rid of the
Allison, Maryland only gets the cow. I don't know where you're going to get the cow.
well, you can get in touch with one of the Amish farmers.
On the Amish
Amos or Eli or
Get a
whatever.
calf one.
Yeah. I mean, they don't
And just-
butcher calves very often.
Like
sometimes.
blend it up with like cream and honey or something, or just what do you think?
Well, brain is a good one too.
Oh,
Brain is probably a little easier to get because you can get a brain from any animal that you butchers regularly. And most people won't eat the brain. I love the brain.
Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever blend it up, the brain? Do you blend it up
I like it just like it.
just the way it is?
Once you blend a brain, it starts turning right away.
Oh, it does? Okay. But the thyroid doesn't. The thyroid, you mean I can just have that straight up? Is it firm? I can just cut it up?
Yeah, it's firmer. It's not soft and melts like the brain, but you can blend it. Definitely. Okay.
We'll try it. Thank you.
Diane, do you have a question?
I think you answered mine for now about the clay.
What?
Oh, okay.
Topic of
You asked
clay.
that question
For
about
now.
clay. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank our host again. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, so say I'm going to ask a question I've asked a few times because I'd like to understand it better. Can you give a synopsis of the bacteria starting from your mouth through your digestion that really needs to operate to make sure you're breaking down your food and digesting it? Because you're always talking about bacteria, but when does it start? And what are some?
Well, it starts in the mouth, like I
the
said.
names of some
Like I
bacteria,
said,
actually.
it starts in the mouth. A ton of bacteria infiltrates the food to start breaking it down. And it goes to the stomach. Your body secretes hydrochloric acid. That's to dissolve larger pieces of protein, meats. Say you're eating cheese, it helps you break down clumps of cheese. If you have minced meat, you don't need much hydrochloric acid because it's already in almost a liquid pâté form. So the bacteria need to infiltrate. You have the Campylobacter, which is a prominent bacteria in the stomach, and the health department says, "Oh, Campylobacter, that's a dangerous bacteria." Bullshit. It isn't a dangerous bacteria. It's part of the digestive process. And then as it moves down into to the latter part of the stomach, the bile secretes into there from the bile duct coming from the gallbladder, and that helps digest fat. It helps break down larger molecules of fat so that the bacteria that eat fat can infiltrate it and break it down easily. Fat molecules are very resilient. It's like you put fat on anything. Even gasoline takes time to eat through the fat. So fat is difficult to break down without bile. And then after the bile fractures the membrane of the fat cells, then the bacteria can infiltrate it and eat it. And remember, the feces, the urine, the sweat of bacteria is our nutrients. That's our food. So you'll get beyond your squeamishness when you realize we all eat piss and shit and sweat. Just a bacteria. So get rid of all that squeamishness when you realize that. And no animals or creatures' urine and feces are supposed to be toxic. It's usually just byproducts of organic waste that could go in to feed the ground or feed some other creature. Feces is merely food that isn't completely digested. It's not supposed to be toxic. So it feeds the ground. Dogs eat it. Many creatures eat fecal matter. That's their diet. It's just partially digested food. You shouldn't consider feces something as a toxic, nasty substance. How many animals go around licking each other's butts every day? In their own. You know, if it were a problem, we'd all be dead. No creature would be alive today.
All the toxins we consume are...
That makes it, yes, that makes it toxic. Any animal that's eating processed food with the 60,000 chemicals that they now use in food processing will have toxic feces and urine. And then when you go into the small intestine, you have several types of bacteria there, and it just continues eating that which you've eaten, and then that's absorbed into the lacteal system. The lacteal system is a fine web network that goes from the intestinal tract all the way out to the lymphatic system. And when the food is digested, I don't care if it's blackberries or blueberries or anything dark or beets, bright red, everything that the bacteria eat turns milk. It looks just like this when it gets into the lacteal system when they finish digesting it. Their urine, their sweat, their feces is all milk. Then the lacteal system absorbs it and breaks it down even farther till it gets to the lymph system, and the lymph system is a translucent, like an opaque, translucent to an opaque, milky substance. And then the lymph system has the job to feed every cell in the body. But most people's lymphatic systems are so jammed with hydrogenated vegetable oils, which is plastic fat, that they cannot, the lymphatic system can't even clean itself, which is its second job. First job is to feed every cell. Second job is to clean all the waste out of the body, all the byproducts of metabolism out of dead cells, whatever it is. The lymphatic system is given the job to dissolve all that, neutralize it, send it under the skin for perspiring out of the body. 90% of waste are supposed to leave to the skin in perspiration. But when the lymphatic system is blocked, it doesn't happen. So the lymphatic system rarely transports nutrients anymore. The bloodstream does it. And the bloodstream is only supposed to transport oxygen to develop energy with fats in the system from whatever your body makes the fats. And it can make it from a lot of things. But the only pure fat for a human is animal fat. So that's the best. So the lymphatic system is supposed to feed every cell in the body, but rarely in anybody does it happen. In any animal does it happen unless they're on a raw fooder and not fed inorganic, toxic, industrial chemicals. Then in the bowel, when it gets down to there, now the bowel is relatively short. The whole digestive tract is 12 times the length of our torso. So 3 times 12 is 36 feet. So our intestinal tract is 36 feet. Yet the bowel is only about 3.5 feet. What is in the bowel? The bowel is mainly E. coli. What does E. coli in that colon bacteria break down? The same foods. It works on the same foods that have been digested by other bacteria in the small intestine. Only they break the fat and the protein down into a more finite molecule to feed the brain and the nervous system. If you have depression, it's because you have low bacteria in the intestinal tract or some poison in the bowel that's interfering in getting to the nervous system by way of heating the nervous system and brain. If you have anxiety, that's a matter of lack of exercise. You have hormones for physical activity that need to be expressed, and if you don't express it in physical activity, you'll be in anxiety and you'll get to work it out emotionally. And that's no fun. It's not good with relationships. So that's the intestinal process.
Now, if I wanted to know all the different bacteria, is there a list somewhere that I can look at? Because you know how they teach one thing in the regular medicine.
Well, you know, you have different types. It depends on what diet you're on.
So,
You know, if you're on a vegetarian and vegan diet, you'll have different bacteria. because your body will try to adapt to the diet you're on. Nobody does it well, because what you have to do is you have to adapt like a cow or a goat's or sheep's bacteria. When you do that, a sheep and a cow and a horse, all of them have 2.5 times more digestive tract than we do. It's 30 times the length of their torso. They take 48 hours to digest their food, to break down the cellulose to get the fats and the proteins from it. They have 60,000 times more enzymes to do that than we do. So our bodies will try to adapt, never accomplish it, but still try to adapt. So your bacteria are different from, a carnivore, an herbivore, fruitarian. All of those are different. And we should have all pigs and humans should have the whipworm, trichinosis. That is the main digestive parasite in a human that should belong there.
I saw an internet article that says if you can get it in the brain, it'll eat your brain apart.
That's all myth. I would have been dead thousands of times. And you saw those maggots on the brain you saw there? That was a made-up film. That wasn't real. They put them on this brain and around an animal skull. It's not even a human skull. Not even a human brain. They make up all kinds of shit, The pharmaceutical industry is really an evil. Government, they have these shrill people that make up these stories. I have worked with people who were supposed to be the worst risk toward raw milk and, raw meat, and none of them ever had a problem. The only person I knew that had a problem with, he said the doctors told him it was because he had trichinosis from a mongoose. He was a fruitarian for like 5 years. He had broken down his digestive tract. And of course the E. coli, the trichinosis was trying to help him out by digesting, but the pharmaceutical and medical industry says, no, that's the bad guy. And people believe it without any proof whatsoever. And it's really sad.
So, Aajonus, can I just piggyback on her question you just asked in the lymphatic system? Can you help that by people say you can jump on one of those little rebounders, a little mini trampolines? Does that do anything for you?
Let me take a cold stick of butter. Imagine this is a cold stick of butter. Okay? Got a cold stick of butter. Is that going to do anything to this cold stick of butter? Is that going to move it? No. When your lymphatic system is hardened, it's not going to help a bit.
Yeah.
If you're healthy and your lymphatic system is fluid and moving, it's a great way to keep it moving.
Okay. So,
But if you're not well, if you've got plastic fats in your glands and nodes, you could jump till hell freezes over. And, it's not going to move it. It's not going to change.
You're saying it actually cuts you sometimes. Weren't you actually say that you break that apart and it starts cutting you inside or something? You're saying it's fragile?
Well, if it hardens into a crystal, yes.
Or even if you do too deep a massage, then you also break
if
up
you've
the
got,
crystal?
let's say you've got congested circulation in the lymphatic system, and it's a hardened vein, and you go in and break it, and it dries out more when it gets into your system, it's going to crystallize. If you go and massage that, it's going to cut and lacerate everything inside. Not a good thing. A good lymphatic system massage is a tickle therapy. Very light. Very sensational. Hot baths are your only real, true lymphatic movement.
So
It has
could
to
you
be
rebound
105
after
degrees.
a hot
Pardon?
bath? Would that be a good thing?
What?
Could you rebound after the hot bath, and would that be a good thing?
Well, that would be okay.
Uh-huh.
But, how much of it gets melted,
Okay.
I have people that have stayed in a hot tub, go to a hot spring and stay 10 hours a day.
Oh my.
Yeah, you do a rebounder after 10 hours a day, you got to really move that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But after, 90 minutes, I don't know how much a rebounder is going to help. It's hard to get people to do 90 minutes a day,
Yeah.
much less
What
one.
do you do? What do you do to get the time?
And I tell everybody, do your first 90 minutes sleeping. 90 minutes, sleeping in a hot tub. Sleep that first 90
have a
minutes.
bathtub, not a hot tub.
Well, I'm trying to invent right now a combination of a filter, pump, and heater. So a hose will go into the bottom at your feet, put in the hot water, and the cold water will come out around your waist or near your shoulder, so the water will circulate in, so you can take a bath the way you would in a hot tub.
Wow.
Keep the bath hot.
Oh, wow.
But I've looked at about 70 pumps right now, all the way from pond pumps to aquarium pumps, and they all broadcast an EMF field 3 to 4 feet.
Wow.
You'd have to put that way away from your bathtub, and then you won't be able to adjust it.
Wow.
So I have to find something, or I have to have a pump made that uses alternators rather than transistors, so we can get rid of the EMF field. And that's only 50 cents more per, alternator transistor. So let's say it costs, like all these cars and everything, it would cost the companies about $5 more to make non-EMF generating cars. $5 more.
And you can't ask for them
That's
to
all.
do it?
They won't
Why
do
don't
it.
they do it? I don't get what the benefit is for them.
They want people to be sick.
Sick.
Most of the people who own oil and the car industry also have their major
Pharmaceuticals.
investments in pharmaceuticals. They want people sick. All of them do. Big money. Do you have a question? What is your name?
Garth.
Garth.
Not at this moment, no.
Okay. Do you have a question?
No.
Okay. Do you have a question? You just had yours,
I
right?
don't know what I was answering.
Okay.
Can I just ask one? I always have one question.
You have the third one?
So, can you regenerate tooth enamel?
Yes, I've seen it, but not on people over 35 or over 32.
Really? Okay, so what does my daughter do with you told her her brain is detoxing, and so some of her enamel on the front of her teeth are missing. What can she do for that?
Well, she has to eat lots of cheese. She has to eat cheese like every 30 minutes, a little sugar cube size amount, a half a teaspoon.
So how do you keep from getting so constipated that you can try to withstand this?
Well, you'll just have to, use a suppository.
And so how long would it take her to start regenerating?
How old is she, and how long has she been on diet?
38, and you just met with her on the Big Island, but since she can't get milk and some of the other ingredients, she's eating raw now. She was a vegan before, but she's eating more the way you suggested she eat, but she can't get all of those foods, so.
Then she probably won't regenerate it.
Well, you know Jennifer Nelson?
Yeah.
Because she had the same, I don't know why hers was missing, but she's had some missing, and she's been doing energy healing work, and I see her every couple of weeks at the co-op, and it's starting to
Yours
grow.
is?
Jennifer Nelson.
No, yours or Jennifer Nelson's?
Jennifer Nelson's teeth are starting to grow. The enamel is starting to come back.
Well, she hasn't shown me that, so I don't know. I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
Like I said, I've only seen it people up to 32 years old.
okay. So
And they're doing
otherwise,
the diet 100%.
Just done
They
it.
do the cheese and the milk and everything.
You've done it. Joe's done it.
Pardon?
You've gotten enamel back, Joe.
No, remineralization.
And you're,
Remineralization
What's
is
the
not
difference, though?
re-enameling.
No, that's
What's the difference? Because it's
Well,
all
usually
that
the
is mineral enamel.
Well, yeah, but the enamel is a harder substance.
92% calcium.
Yeah, but still, it's almost like silica glass-based substance. Remineralization is maybe remineralizing the tubules. Now that can get hardened and make a soft, harder surface like a dentine, the enamel,
I see.
but it's not quite as hard and it's discolored.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, it will be discolored. When you have true dentine enamel, it's white.
So that's from utero, does it form?
Pardon?
You're saying it forms again then, that silicone? Before 35, they can form that last layer again?
The body, I've seen it done up to 32.
And after
First
that,
person I saw was in a 24-year-old.
Huh? And so you just live with those sort of gaps in your teeth, or?
No, they can fill out, but you won't get a dentine on them.
So go to the dentist?
Remineralized, but not
Remineralized, but not dentine.
So should she go to the dentist, though, to get something, them to, no?
It's up to you. I mean, you can have that bonding put on it, but then you're going to poison your tubules again.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a question?
Yeah,
Yes.
first of all, I want to mention, I have those cards if anybody is interested. Again, I'm trying to push for this, and they're going to have some people who've actually have Morgellons disease.
She's talking about chemtrails.
Chemtrails Beyond Consciousness. There's going to be a big
Why don't you get your
conference.
card? You can show everybody your card.
Oh, yeah, and then I'll ask my question. I'm just trying to get the...
Well, why don't you save a commercial for
put it
the
right
end and
here.
ask your question now?
Oh, don't bother with this right now, right? Is that what
Save
you're
a
saying?
commercial.
Just wait till we go around one time.
Oh, well,
Wait till we go around and then do
All
your
right,
commercial.
the thing is, I want to ask you is about coconut oil. If you take a tablespoon of coconut oil a day with your meat meal and the lube formula, or what do you say on the coconut oil? I haven't bought it from Erewhon, raw coconut oil.
Well, it depends on how coconut oil is made. If it's truly from fermentation, it's a good oil.
It has to say ferment on the jar?
That's the only way coconut oil can be truly cold pressed, below 96 degrees.
The one I bought
I didn't look, Kathy, I don't know.
it has to say fermentation on it?
It should say fermented oil coconut oil from fermentation.
And they're not doing that anymore with Wolverine.
And if it doesn't, I have to...
I know they're not, yeah.
They changed it.
Well, what...
They have the centrifugal spinning, and that
is that
gets too
okay?
hot.
So-
Also oxidizes.
Oh, I should return it back?
Did you open it?
Yeah, I was doing my coconut oil pulling, but Max has the coconut oil at his shop.
I don't know. I didn't look at his to
And
tell
if it
you.
doesn't say ferment, you can't use any of this coconut oil.
Well, you could use it for pulling.
For pulling is okay. How
Yeah.
if you swallow some of it?
Well, you're not supposed to swallow any of it.
By accident, you swallow, when you're
Well, by
pulling.
accident, you're not supposed to have an accident.
Naughty, naughty.
What's the whole point of the poll?
Pulling is swishing oil or some...
I do it every night before I go to sleep.
Good. Is swishing some kind of fluid around in your mouth and allowing the chemicals that come from your brain that dump out your gums to dump in all at one time, and then you expectorate it.
So what happens if you can't get how can I find fermented coconut oil?
Well, use olive oil if you don't like that. Use coconut cream.
I
you
do
need
have it
those
in my fruit meal.
Okay, well, use the coconut cream. It's cheaper.
Yeah. The coconut oil I could do for the swishing in the mouth. Okay.
Yeah,
Will you
but
get
you
the
can
same
also
effect?
use coconut cream for swishing in your mouth.
But you said coconut oil at one time. You said coconut oil one time was better than using coconut cream when Fred asked you. I have a tape on that.
Yep. Well, that's what I believed at that time, but it came out, my laboratory test didn't show that it was any better.
So then I don't need the coconut oil. I'll just use swish with the coconut
Yep.
cream.
Yep.
I should return it back.
Yep.
What should I do with the remainder? I have a whole half a remainder I have.
What did we just say? You swish it.
Okay, until I finish
Full,
with it.
yeah.
Okay, until I finish, and then I can return the other one.
You can always eat, oil is always 90% detoxifying. So I suggest that people have no more than a tablespoon of oil if it's, cold pressed, stone pressed, like stone pressed olive oil. 1 tablespoon a day. If you're going to have a sauce with it, like a mayonnaise made with the olive oil, and you're going to have a lot of mayonnaise at one meal, then don't have any for 3 or 4 days. But keep it to a minimum because it will cause heavy detoxification.
Have it with your meat, your olive oil.
Yeah, you can have it with anything. It doesn't have to be with your meat meal.
Then with-
I prefer oil not being with the meat meal because I don't want to turn my meat meal into a detoxifier. That's what my fruit meal is for.
So what do you use the olive oil by itself during the day? Just take a tablespoon?
Well, you could take it with your fruit meal at the same time as your fruit meal.
Olive oil with raspberries?
You can just swish take your tablespoon of olive oil and eat your fruit meal.
Swish it around your mouth?
You can swish it if you want and spit it out, or you can swallow a tablespoon of coconut oil or olive oil and then eat your fruit meal.
Okay.
Okay? Do you have a question?
Yeah, I was really interested to talk about H. pylori.
Uh-huh.
H what?
Pylori? The bacteria or virus?
Yeah, it's a bacteria. H. pylori is a stomach bacteria. And that is not a bad guy. That's part of digestion. Some of the H. pylori, though, do clean and eat dead intestinal walls or stomach lining wall cells. Your cells die all the time. 10% of your body is dying all the time. So these dead cell walls, stomach cell walls, the pylori eat them. It's just like white blood cells. White blood cells are to eat dead red blood cells, so the contamination of dead red blood cells doesn't build up in the bloodstream. The white blood cells are called phagocytes, eaters, to eat dead red blood cells. That's what they're there for. Pylori is there to help eat not only the food that you're eating, but dead stomach tissue cells. That doesn't a bad thing, but the pharmaceutical industry and the medical industry wants to freak everybody out. So they say, oh, see these, eat the human cells. Yeah, well, what state are those cells in? They're either decomposing or dead or diseased to the point where they're almost dead. They don't eat healthy live cells. They're just janitors.
So they're not the cause of any stomach.
Doesn't cause any stomach. Let's say you eat something with poison in it, and you kill a lot of your stomach lining cells. Your pylori is going to be very high. Now you're going to have symptoms from that poisoning, let's say bloody vomit. The pharmaceutical industry, the medical industry is going to say the pylori are very high. They're the problem. No, they're just the janitors. But they want you to believe that the body's attacking itself. They want you to believe that the body is ultra stupid like they are. And most people believe them. And that's the saddest part about it. People believe they're nonsense. Nonsense. Michael, do you have a question?
Yeah. What are the best vegetables to juice in general? Like if you're just one, cucumber, parsley, carrot combination, celery combination.
Well, if you're using, I like carrot. It sure helped me get out of my autism at 21 years old, and I had it for 19 and a half years. I like the way the body can make a lot of good utilize a lot of water-soluble fats, make it into vitamin A, vitamin D, a lot of things that could be made from carrots. The water-soluble fats in carrots. But it's still high in carbohydrates, so that can cause advanced glycation in products to make the blood and the neurological fluids very sticky. So to get away from that, I like to use celery, because celery doesn't have enough carbohydrates to digest celery. So it's a negative. So you use, maybe a little bit more. Let's say you're using 35% carrot and 25% celery. That's a good balance right there. And then cucumber to replace the collagen in your skin from all the damage, from hydrogenated vegetable oils and all the toxins in processed food, which are supposed to leak through the skin. You wonder why people who have bad skin, thick, the older they get, usually the thicker their skin gets, because poisons accumulate in the skin, damage the collagen. they may scar, they may all kinds of things. You get older, your skin has to tolerate all the toxins. It's supposed to tolerate 90% of the toxins that leave the body. So your skin will always be left in disarray the older you get. If you're eating cucumber puree, the pulp in cucumber, you're going to get a lot of silica with the collagen precursors along with it to help replace skin.
The sport drink, is that a good combination with tomatoes?
Yeah, that's a good combination too.
And cucumber. And cucumber, yeah.
Yep.
And then what about coconut cream versus dairy fat? Coconut fat versus dairy question.
Coconut cream is very, very detoxifying. Coconut cream is anywhere from 80 to 90% detoxifying. Raw cream stabilizes the nervous system and the brain and calms and protects the nervous system and brain and calms the whole body. When the nervous system and brain are calm and not irritated, then you'll be calm and happier. And raw cream does that better than any other fat, even butter. Butter will certainly help, but you can't make the type of cholesterols to feed the brain and nervous system. All of the varieties of cholesterols need to feed the brain and nervous system from butter. It takes raw cream, whether it's the cream right from the milk or excess cream.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Coconut cream. Do you have a question?
Yes. What do you do for a problem with equilibrium if you have like spinning and dizziness?
Okay, that means one ear has more fluid in it than the other.
Okay.
Do you have one that has more ringing or hissing or sounds like you're under the sea?
Sometimes I have the tinnitus, but I haven't had that for a long time. But lately it's just been the equilibrium imbalance.
Well, maybe your nerves are dead and you can't tell anymore. So get a sense. Whichever way you have a tendency to fall is your weak side.
Okay.
So that side, you put the hot water bottle against that ear at night, get that excess fluid out of there.
So it doesn't matter which side from?
Absolutely. One, if you perspire the excess fluids out of one of them and it's the wrong side, then the other one's even going to be more imbalanced and you're going to have even vertigo from it.
So basically you have to increase the liquid in your ear again.
Decrease.
Decrease.
Yeah, but every day you're going to increase the liquid, so you may have to use a hot water bottle, alternate on one side to the other each night. If you have it in one particular ear more than the other, maybe 2 nights in a row on this ear and 1 night on this ear. Rotate it that way. Depends upon your particular problem. Well, what you can do is, usually, if you'll run around the house, do something that's it causes a little aerobics, and you lie back, and you just go like this in both ears, you can tell which one has more pressure in it. That's the one to put the hot water bottle against.
And then also one other thing, basically all bacteria is good. There's no such thing as bad bacteria. Is the same true for parasites?
Well, you have parasites that don't belong in the human body, but any parasite that belongs in the human body is a good parasite.
Yeah. If they're there for a reason.
Correct. Yeah. But there are man-made like Ebola is man-made. Now, what they did was they created a chemical like they did with AIDS that destroys a lot of human tissue. It's a poison. Then they had a bacteria that accompanies it that eats that bacteria, that eats that degenerative tissue quickly. So they talk about the flesh-eating bacteria. That's man-made. That's made in Leonard Horowitz documented the making of Ebola and how they did it and how they made it to eat up so much of the human body. It eats only so much of the human body that's been damaged by the chemical that was in that injection.
What's the purpose of the parasites? What are they?
Well, it depends. The E. coli, the trichinosis parasite is there to digest. Parasite can eat 100 times its weight in 24 hours. Bacteria eats 50 times its weight in 24 hours. So parasites can give you a lot more food quicker. They digest your food faster. There are also those parasites that eat dead cells, eat dead human cells. Of course, the pharmaceutical industry says, oh, see, they're eating human cells. They attack the body. Again, you have to say, which cells are they attacking? If it's in a petri dish, it's a not a live environment for human cells anyway. So they've got it in an unnatural environment. This natural process is going to be to die or decompose. And then, of course, those bacteria are going to feed on those cells. And see, the pharmaceutical industry says, see, it's eating those human cells, and those were live cells.
Yeah, no, with oxygen and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's all nonsense. It's pseudoscience.
So if they are actually eating through, they're basically eating dead cells.
Correct. Or very diseased cells.
Cancer, so you need them.
Pardon?
So you need them.
Yes,
Clean
absolutely.
House. Otherwise you'd be...
Otherwise you get disease and get sicker.
The opposite, you get the cancer.
Like I've said many times, all creatures live 7 times the times it takes them to finish maturation. So for humans, we should be living to 147 years old. 147 years old. We're not even living half of that. Most, on the average, they're dying in their mid-60s. When half of the life should be 75.
The Hunsas live to be 150, I heard.
Who?
The Hunsas.
Some of them. So some tribes in Philippines and Georgia, Russia. National Geographic, I think it was either between February and June 1971, did an article on Georgia Russians that lived. There was one couple that was together for 128 years.
Oh my.
Hell, can you imagine being together with somebody 15 years, much less 128 years, and still loving each other?
Oh my.
I mean, that takes health. You have to be a healthy individual where you're not expecting your mate to make you happy and healthy. We have all of our problems in relationships because we throw the responsibility for happiness and wellness off onto somebody else. We say, you have to make me happy. You're responsible for making me happy. And you're going to have nothing but a bad relationship, period. You have to take the individual responsibility for your happiness and your well-being and share your happiness and well-being. Then it's easy, like those people in Georgia, Russia. They interviewed a couple that was 128 years. I mean, I'd been together 128 years, so they were in their 140s, late 130s. And,
130.
no, they were 132 years old. I mean, 130, they were together 132 years. So they were in their mid to late 140s. And then there was a couple that were together 96 years, between 92 and 98 years. It's been so long since I've read it. And then another couple that was together about 111 years. And happy together. And they showed one guy out on a horse at 131 years, 129 years old, out there on a horse, doing the, herding the cattle.
Do you think we'll live that long if we stay on the diet?
We were raised with too much toxicity. We could probably get to 110, 120, I think, yeah. I think so. If nobody kidnaps you and injects you with crap, or no bus hits you. I remember I was at Stanford doing the British American Drama Academy, and Richard Dreyfuss was one of our professors. And we were sitting down eating lunch one day, and he says, "What if you get hit by a bus?" And I said, "I'll die healthy." And he got it. He got it. He never said another thing, but he used to make a lot of fun of me eating that way at lunch.
He lives here in town.
Pardon?
He lives here in Rancho Santa Fe. He comes into the Apple store all the time.
Yeah.
Looks very sickly.
Pardon?
He doesn't look well.
No. He doesn't eat well. Okay, Joseph, do you have a question?
Yeah. This 90-minute bath thing in a standard cast iron bathtub. Can you give any tips on as far as how to take it, or the temperature you're supposed to start out with, and what temperature to try and keep it at, and that kind of thing?
Well, if I'm doing it in the bathtub, what I do is I fill it halfway with scalding water. Halfway with scalding water. For 10 minutes, it will heat the whole bathtub. Then I put lukewarm water and bring it up to about 112 degrees. And then I let that sit for about 2 minutes. Then I put my ingredients, my milk, my sea salt or Epsom salt, one or the other, and the vinegar. And I'll let that sit in there 7 minutes to neutralize the poisons. And then right before I get in, I put my 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut cream.
What about the milk?
I put that in. I put the milk, the sea salt or the Epsom salt, and the vinegar in.
And the hotter temperature.
At 110 degrees.
Okay.
Then I get in 7 minutes later, which is about 108, 107.
Okay.
And then it takes 20 minutes for it to drop down to about 102 degrees. Then I'll let 2 inches of water out.
Mine, I can go 40 minutes.
Really?
It's down to that.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah.
You what?
And I have a very accurate, these digital thermometers.
That's what I use.
They work really well. The ones from your website, Hawks,
Yeah.
got nice big readings.
Where
on
do you
it.
get it?
And I checked them out against other ones, and they're very accurate.
Yes, I agree.
They're off like only maybe 0.2 of a degree at the most.
Yep.
Where do you get it?
Hawks.
From my product list. So then I'll let out 2 inches, and when I get out down to 1 inch, then I'll run the hot water, just hot water, and I funnel the cold water that's coming out of the hot water tap down to the drain like this, so the cold water doesn't disperse out to the rest of the tub.
My hot water heater is right behind my bath.
Oh, so it heats instantly. So you could let yours almost down to the end of the 2 inches.
I only let it down about 3 inches, and I can bring it back up to about 107.
Yeah, but that's all 3 inches. I only let it out 2 inches. Cause
are you letting it out 2 inches? Down.
Only 2 inches, yes,
Down.
altogether, yeah.
Yeah.
And then raise it 2 inches
Okay, I got it.
with the hot water. And when I'm putting the hot water in, as soon as I get down to that last inch, then I plug the drain and swish the water around until it gets up to about 108 again.
And then you can't
Or
stay under the
110,
water
and then-
while that hot water's coming in, can you?
Pardon?
You don't stay under the hot water.
No, I'm sitting up,
Yeah.
moving it. It's too
Yeah,
freaking hot in my
That's what
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're still doing hot baths now, still? Absolutely. I've not even to my 40 years yet. Okay. I still have lymphatic congestion in my irises, show up in my iris.
Wow.
Not a lot, but still, in strategic places, especially along my back where they did all that radiation therapy. You know? Steve, do you have a question?
Yeah, so I've been on a diet for a while, and just recently I've been experiencing allergic symptoms like itchy eyes, runny nose, sneezing, that kind of stuff. I was just wondering if that's like an evolution of how you detox.
Yes. Like I say, you detox for 40 years.
Yeah. So you do it in different ways at different periods.
Different times, yes.
So what's the best thing for that? I tried the 3 egg, butter, honey, and like the banana orange, and that helps sometimes, but not all the time.
Well, the itchiness, I put bone marrow on your skin, bone marrow and butter mixture on your skin.
So if you got itchy eyes, I mean, is that kind of you wouldn't want to put it in your eyes?
Yes, you can.
You can?
I put bone marrow in my eyes and butter in my eyes.
Okay.
If they get itchy.
All right. So you do that
Sometimes
night?
I get little crystals all inside the eyelashes, you know, because they're draining. You
So
know.
you would do that at night because you couldn't see probably with the butter in it.
Yeah, well, the butter in the eyes I put at night. Absolutely. I can put egg white any time in the day. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to clear the eyeball from that and absorb the nutrients. Pardon?
Or if you wear contact lenses with the egg white.
Well, put them in, put the egg white in your eyes before you put the contacts in the morning. And then put the butter at night when you take the contacts out.
So anything else for just the runny nose, the sneezing, all that kind of stuff?
That's because the poisons are dumping out the
Yeah.
sinuses from the brain.
I do the neti pot sometimes, and that helps
Yeah.
a little bit, you know, but
Milkshakes are the best thing to
okay.
do. To build mucus. You need the mucus there to grab the poisons as it comes out, so it doesn't damage your mucous membranes. And a lot of people don't build enough mucus
Right.
as it passes through the mucous membranes. And it stays on the mucous membrane walls and eats away at it.
So then, right before going to bed would probably be the best time.
Oh.
Before bedtime would probably be the best time for milkshakes?
Anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah, anytime.
All right.
But of course, a cup at nighttime would be good. A half cup before you go to sleep and a half cup during the night. Be a good thing to do.
Does the egg white help with the bloodshot eyes?
Yes, it does. Do you have a question, Michael?
You've given us various techniques in order for shaving, and I have scarred skin, and I cut
What'd you
fairly
say?
easy. It's dealing with shaving, and I think the last one you mentioned, because I tried them all, it's this
Milk.
coconut cream and milk, and I found I did and cream, I've tried that, and it doesn't work. So,
No kidding.
yeah, I've gone back to an electric razor because I'm sick of cutting myself, so I have no any other ideas.
Do it after.
Well, I hope you're not shaving more than 3 minutes, because the EMF field is pretty strong. Does it take you more than 3 minutes to shave?
No.
Yeah, that's fine. Just put some milk on after.
Do you do a hot bath? When you do a hot bath, your beard is so soft it comes off just like nothing.
Well, see, when I shave, I used to use coconut cream because I never cut myself. But the coconut cream would hard, especially when I'm in Asia and there's no hot water. They don't use hot water because it's hot all the time. You know, cold water, and you can't rinse that coconut cream with the whiskers out of the blade. So it sticks in there. So I went to milk, and then I can rinse out with cold water. And the milk was just as smooth as the coconut cream for me. But I just don't put it on and immediately shave. I put it on, I go do something for 5 or 7 minutes, then put more on and then shave
Yeah.
to soften the beard a bit.
Have you stopped using egg white for shaving?
Yeah, I
No?
stopped using egg probably 6 years ago.
Mhm.
Then I went to coconut cream, and then now I'm at milk.
Mhm.
You put it on before you shave and then after.
Yeah, I put it on after too.
It's cold, the milk?
No, it's room temperature.
That helps. The milk. What would be in the milk? It seems like that would work very well.
It works wonderfully.
Really?
Yeah,
It's just
and I can rinse it out so easily.
So it softens the whiskers?
If you leave it on 5 to 7 minutes. Do you leave it on your skin, or do you go immediately to shaving?
No, I would immediately shave.
Oh,
Put it
okay,
on
there's your
there,
problem.
And it was
That would do me
cold,
too. I would cut myself to pieces.
Ah,
I did it one time, and I just cut this side of my face and this side of my face. I just had scrapes galore. Do you have a question?
How's caffeine come into the picture on any?
It's a nerve irritant.
Yeah.
It's a way to get bad energy.
Yeah.
If you don't have energy any other way. But if you're eating enough proper fats, you're going to have the energy.
I know I stopped having caffeine headaches since I've been having a cranial sacral done. I know that. I'm not like completely hooked on caffeine, but just, halfway.
Well, I suggest, a vegetable juice to help get the body going in the morning, full of enzymes and vitamins,
Right.
Rather than coffee or tea with caffeine in it.
does it jack your adrenals up? Is that what's the
What?
specific thing that the caffeine does? I mean, I heard blood pressure and heart
Well, it
rate.
attacks the nerves everywhere.
And I heard blood pressure and heart rate was only like 35 milligrams. Takes it up to 10 points.
Yeah, it can. Depends upon the person. If they're thin, it's going to raise a lot of things. If they're fat, it's not going to do that much damage.
So when you say nerve irritant, it's raising the metabolism?
Well, the body tries to get rid of any toxins. When the body tries to get rid of toxins, it usually creates fatty substances, which are usually hormones. So the body will use a lot of adrenaline adrenal glands, adrenaline, like other hormones, are 60 to 80% fat. Fat the body uses to harness with toxins. So the body will use whatever it can to defend itself from industrial onslaught. So hormones is the way to do it. Adrenaline is a quick one to make, one of the quickest. Thyroid and adrenal, thyroxines and adrenal. So it will overwork and excite the adrenals if you keep eating coffee, because the body will keep pumping out the hormones to try to neutralize the caffeine that irritates the nerves and damages nerves. And that way it can exhaust your thyroid gland, it can exhaust your adrenal glands, it can do a lot of damage.
One more thing is the appendix. I had my appendix removed when I was small. So pretty much, what is your opinion on what that actually does?
Well, the appendix is a library. It remembers everything that's ever entered the body and what to do about it. So if you're missing it, your body has to take anywhere from 24 to 36 hours, sometimes even longer, to reanalyze that substance and know what to do about it. So you get a bee sting. Once you get a bee sting, the what to do about it is already registered in the appendix, and the next time you get a bee sting, the body's not going to have to analyze it and decide what to do about it. It'll happen within 20 minutes. Your body's already reacting. Without an appendix, it can take 36, 42 hours before it will start doing what it needs to do to take care of
And then
itself.
your body's changing all the time because you're getting older, and so every time you get stung, it's something different going on.
It could be, yeah. Now, with me, I had my appendix removed at 15 and a half, within days after my third polio vaccine. It gave me angina pectoris, it gave me peritonitis, diabetes and angina pectoris at that age. I had my appendix out when I was 12 and a half, after my first polio vaccine. And in that one, they misdiagnosed as appendicitis and took out the appendix. So I had no appendix. However, my body has developed, either it's regrown the appendix, which I don't know if it has, or I've developed another way for that library memory. Because last year, right after the house in Thailand was built, I had my down pillows and sheets in a box. And I took it out of the box. It had been sitting outside, around the jungle, waiting for the house to be finished so I could have a bed and my pillows. And it was time, so I had the bed. I was pulling out the pillows, and I grabbed one like this, and I felt a sting on my arm. And I pulled the pillow away, and there was this tiny scorpion, this big.
Oh, wow.
And the baby scorpions, the tiny scorpions, are the deadly ones, because as the scorpion gets older, it dilutes the venom. But the babies have a pure, solid venom that's not diluted. So the heaviness went down the arm. It got like a rash, inflamed a bit, and all the way down. I could feel it moving down here. And it was about probably 40 hours, 36 to 40 hours, I experienced that. And then it went away. Then 5 days later, I went and put some gloves on to work, and one stung me here. Again, a little bitty one, and that lasted about an hour. Then 3 days later, I got stung again. So now I shake my shirts out, I shake socks out, I don't get into the bed unless I check for scorpions first. But that one didn't last 10 minutes. The last one. So my body has found another way, or it grew back the appendix. I don't know.
Or you're building up a resistance to it? Is that?
Well, no. Your body has to have some way, some area to store to know what to do, to what compounds to make to defend itself against a venom. Okay, Lewis.
Yes. Preparing high meat. So that when I want to start a batch, what percentage of air should be in the jar, actual meat, when you're putting it away to get old?
Well, it depends on when you want it to become goodbye meat.
Goodbye meat?
He's the comedian, I thought. It should be 50-50. 50 air to 50
air, 50 meat. I see, and then start airing it out after the first month.
And if you mince it, it's going to react faster. It's just harder to get air into minced meat unless you fluff it up a little bit.
Uh-huh. That's basically it. How important is it to have high meat?
Well, just remember, it feeds the brain and the nervous system. If you have, any neurological problems, then you should be having it frequently.
Okay. Well, we don't know that yet.
You have to wait an hour.
You have buttons. You have easy buttons to press. You've got
That's what I thought.
problems.
The high meat would be a good one.
Yes.
You have to wait an hour. Let's say if you have 5 meat at 5 o'clock, you wait an hour for your regular meat.
No, you can eat it 10 minutes later.
10 minutes later, your regular meat meal. With the loop formula, the lemon, and everything in it.
Yep.
That's all it takes is 10 minutes
Yeah.
to break.
But if you have the loop formula, it might be better to wait 10 minutes after you finish your meat meal because the lemon might neutralize some of that
Oh, okay.
and prevent it from absorption the same way.
You sure it's 10 minutes now?
If you're having meat with butter, if you're having the lube formula, you might want to wait to have the lube formula after you finish the meat meal.
10 minutes after. And then you could have half an hour after that, 35 minutes after that, you could have the cheese and honey.
Yeah. Well, what I've done is changed that a little bit. 25 minutes after you finish the meat, have a little sugar cube-sized amount of cheese. 10 minutes after that, you have your cheese and honey. Because I don't want any poisons getting into the honey and cheese.
That's only if you have high meat.
No. That's any time after a meat meal.
You wait 10 minutes after you have the sugar cube.
After you have that little sugar cube. You have 25 minutes after you finish the meat meal.
25 minutes.
You have a little sugar cube amount of cheese. And then 10 minutes after that, you have your cheese and honey together for your mineralization.
It's something different.
Yeah. I just want to be sure that you don't get any poisons from the stomach lining or the intestinal walls into the cheese that's going to digest and get your mineral supplement when you eat it with the honey. Just like I have you eating cheese 10 minutes before everything. Absorb the poison so when you eat your meal, whether it's fruit or meat or milkshake or whatever, it's not going to, the poisons are not going to get into your food that's going to be digested.
So if you have the fruit meal, it's the same thing again. 10 minutes before the fruit, after the fruit, another 10 minutes.
Yeah.
10 minutes after you eat your fruit meal, you have another half a teaspoon. Oh, that's only for the meat meal.
Only for the meat meal. They have cheese and honey together.
I'm talking about the sugar cube after the fruit meal.
No, you eat it before all
a
the
teaspoon,
foods.
that's what I have.
Okay? What time is it? 4:03. Oh, we've got time.
So we got
Did you
another
come up
half
with
hour?
questions yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
If I can piggyback on that question about the appendix,
Uh-huh.
it's sort of on like that you were talking about bee stinks and animal stinks. What about poison oak and all
What'd
that
you
kind
say?
of stuff? Poison oak and poison ivy. Why do people get that and other people don't? Like, I don't get it, and then people I know say, oh, no, I'm going to get poison.
Well, if you have low vitamin D in your skin, you're going to have problems with those oils.
No vitamin
See, those oils in the ivies are very, very caustic. And they're almost like kerosene or gasoline. And they will eat into the cell and rupture and burn the cells. That's what causes the blistering. It actually burns the cells. So that's what happens when that oil gets on you. It doesn't spread. The body will dissolve the oil and move it so it doesn't burn in just one spot. It'll keep moving it till it's gotten rid of all of the oil, the IV oil. You can minimize that by putting something on there that'll break it down, like take pineapple or lemon juice or lime juice and put it on there and break that oil down. Of course, a lot of it's going to be absorbed into the skin. It's going to be burning the skin. But at least you can take off any surface area to keep it from spreading. And then, like I say, to heal the skin, use urine. Old urine is better. The ammonia will arrest any oils that are embedded in the skin and the cells, and the nutrients that are in blood, which are the same as in urine. Urine is nothing other than blood without red and white blood cells and some extra ammonia that the kidney has developed to prevent red and white blood cells from entering the kidney and being pissed out of the body, and you're being anemic every time you urinate. So urine, if you're not on a good, healthy diet, is not toxic. It's a nutrient-dense liquid, fluid. Astronauts drink their own urine up there. They just filter it. India, vegans drink a lot of their urine to recycle the proteins in B12. So applying that to the skin that's been damaged from one of those IV oils helps the skin quickly. The ammonia helps stop and neutralize the oils, the caustic oils from the.
So I don't get it. That means I have enough vitamin D, but everybody I know.
Yeah. If you don't get it, your skin is fine. It's protected, well protected.
That's interesting. What does the vitamin D block it from getting into your skin?
Pardon?
Does the vitamin D block it from getting into your skin?
Yeah, it doesn't penetrate.
Yeah.
I have a question actually. A question about dairy in general. Like I've had a test done, like an allergy test. So I'm allergic to casein. How does that work with dairy?
You're allergic to what?
To casein.
Oh, casein. Casein, the protein casein.
Right.
You're not allergic to raw casein. Whenever you have those tests done, they use a protein that's been processed with kerosene or gasoline, hexane. So you're allergic to that they've made. If you have raw dairy, you won't be allergic to the casein.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yes.
Do you have any remedy for a minor tear in the meniscus?
Well, anytime you have a tear anywhere, it's subcutaneous. So applying anything that will help get fat into the area, deep into the tissue, so like putting butter or bone marrow on the area, and then applying meat on top of that, and then like a damp cloth, on a cotton cloth or silk cloth on top of the meat to keep it from drying, and then a piece of plastic over that, and then wrap that with, ace bandage, keep it on not too tightly, and then you take a hot water bottle, you put it in a pillowcase. If you have, just regular cotton pillowcase, then you may put it in two of them. If you have your hot water bottle up to, let's say, 142 degrees, that's pretty hot. It will burn the skin. Or if you use a flannel pillowcase, it only takes one, and you put it inside and wrap it around. Then you put that near the meniscus, and then wrap a towel around both the hot water bottle and your leg or ankle or foot, and that tents the heat into that area while you sleep. And if you wrap the hot water bottle in a pillowcase, especially a flannel, it will keep it hot 2 to 3 hours longer. So you can go 7 to 8 hours without cooling. So you can have the benefit of a hot water bottle in that area for that many hours. If you don't, the hot water bottle will broadcast its heat throughout the entire bed under the covers. And of course that will, that will lessen the heat sooner in time, like maybe 2 or 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours it will be hot and work. But if you wrap it in a flannel pillowcase, it will stay warm for 6 to 7 hours.
And how many days or something would you?
Every day until that. It usually takes about 10 weeks for meniscus to mend properly on a good diet.
What if somebody's in a lot of pain with the meniscus?
Same thing.
Same thing?
The heat will take care of it. And eating plenty of cheese and butter, a lube formula, moisturizing lube formula. Any of those will help a lot. Yes.
You'll never do it.
on gluten?
On what?
Gluten. Gluten is, we're not made to digest gluten. We don't have any enzymes to process gluten completely. We've adapted over the last 10,000 years of eating grains to break down some gluten, but not thoroughly. Only about 60%. And that leaves byproduct, waste products, toxins that get into the glycogen phase of utilization of sugars for brain and brain and nervous system. So that turns into a glycogen that is even more sticky and even drying, dehydrating to the cells. So gluten's not a good thing. We are meat eaters. We are animal cell eaters. Were you here when I talked about the digestive tract? I think that was right before you came, wasn't it?
Eventually, I heard about the bacteria.
Yeah, all of that. Okay. Yeah. And if you take like I did in autopsies, I took the hydrochloric acid from the stomachs of 32 cadavers, and I put it on different foods to see what it would break down. It did not, but barely etch vegetables and fruit. When I put the hydrochloric acid on meat, went right into it. Put on nuts, barely etched. Softer nuts, it helped a little bit, but not a lot. Only on dairy products and meat and eggs did it react almost completely and thoroughly. It's the same with the human bile from the liver and gallbladder. Put that on different fats, vegetable oils, coconut cream, butter, dairy cream. It all worked almost 100% on those, on the animal products, on the animal cells, but hardly worked at all on vegetable fats. We maybe get 2% of vegetables, and that's mainly juice. So juice your vegetables. Some of us get a little hot on my forehead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
What about exercising? I do the exercise dance class and yoga now.
All right. That's great. You do any exercise you need.
Yeah.
You have a tendency toward anxiety. Anybody with a tendency toward anxiety needs to exercise.
Yeah, that's what I have to do.
And if you're like me, you
Dancing
don't
class,
build on
yes.
those hormones. You can just sit at a computer all day and not do a thing. My exercising is this. That was Cary Grant's
Oh,
line.
are we finished? Because
Yeah,
I wanted
Cary
to
Grant
make an
was that, yeah.
announcement. Can I make an announcement?
What time is it?
Are we still going to do
4:12. Well, we still have 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
What is your take on nightshade? Like things like that? Did you rotate?
Well, I mean, there's not tomatoes are the only good nightshade that I will eat. All the other nightshades are roots, which can be
Peppers?
very complicated in digestion.
Complicated, like red peppers or orange peppers you can't eat?
Yeah, I'll eat those to an extent, but they can cause nerve damage
Uh-oh.
or nerve detoxification, too quick nerve detoxification. Like I said in the book, you eat too many bell peppers. The hot peppers are not the same, but bell peppers, you can cause tooth detoxifications and create a lot of tooth pain from it. So that is just a flavor, like a sauce or something, not to eat a lot of.
Oh, I love it.
What about lemon juice and like mineral water and that kind of thing? Is there any issue with that? Or?
Well, water is a problem. Water is a solvent.
Okay, but I guess yeah, okay.
I guess I'm leaning towards more the lemon, drinking the lemon juice. Is that a negative for your teeth? Or?
It can be. Just rinse your mouth with some milk after you eat anything with lemon to make sure that no lemon
And
is
if I
sitting
wanted
on
to have
your teeth.
lemonade, if I wanted to take fresh lemons, let's say, and put some raw honey in it and just drink it as lemonade, is that okay?
Not a good thing to
Okay.
have very often.
No.
You can put cream in it, maybe eat some cheese before you drink it, so you don't demineralize. Because lemonade with the honey and the lemon will cause demineralization in the system. If you eat cheese before you eat it and a little dairy cream in your lemonade, it's okay. It's still going to, do more taking apart of your body than building. It's going to dry your skin more. It's going to dry your insides more.
Turn it over. And
Tastes good though.
And the mineral water. Joe made a comment about in the like what you're drinking while you're taking the baths, and I know you said use a sport drink. But sometimes I'll just take, room temperature milk, and I'll sip some of that while I'm taking my bath. And he suggested that you told him once maybe to put mineral water in with the milk. Is that accurate or?
No, I said mineral water in with a milkshake if you want to thin it a little bit. Maybe some people I may have said, thin the milk maybe by a third with water. If sometimes when you're eating just milk in a hot bath or a hot tub, you'll get caked. All the minerals will cake around the mouth and around the tongue because the body's using all those minerals to bind with the poisons that are coming out of the brain. And sometimes the body doesn't have enough water to help dissolve it. It causes too much drying. If I were to have that done, I have a little bit of honey at the hot tub with me, and I would put honey on my lips. I wouldn't dilute with water. I would have the sport formula, and I'd have milk in the hot tub.
When you have the milk, do you have it just solid?
I have it just solid.
It's just milk.
Straight.
So I can do either one or together? And do the sports drink for a while and then some milk afterwards?
Yeah.
Like
Or I'll expose them. I'll take a swig of one, a swig of the other.
How about coconut
Kathy,
water?
when I'm speaking, please don't interrupt because people can't hear what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
Okay? So sometimes I'll take a swig of the sport drink and then milk, or take a swig of the milk and then the sport drink right on top of each other.
I have a strong affinity for milk after I've had this hot bath. I just feel like drinking milk.
Well, I drink milk while I'm in the hot tub too. I want all those minerals in my system. So I drink both.
So how much of this? Can you drink like a quart of
If you're in 90 minutes, absolutely. You can drink a quart. I never drink that much. I drink probably a half a cup before I get in, cup while I'm in, maybe a cup and a half, and then a half a cup when I get out.
Sounds good.
Usually 2.5 cups.
Audrey, I want to get these 2 teeth done because this plastic flipper is really driving me crazy right now. It's been probably a year and a half, 2 years wearing this thing. So, is it porcelain? I should get porcelain with gold. How do they do that? Or
well,
because it's going
you
to
could
be
have that plastic flapper.
That's what I have now. It's the plastic flapper
Yeah.
thing. But I want him to have. I want to have the teeth in there, and that means he's going to have to mess with these 2 teeth.
Well, I have mine porcelain.
You have porcelain?
Yeah. Not this one. This tooth right here, do you see it's gone crooked? That's the way it was when I was a child before I had braces. And while I was chewing on a chicken bone about 4 months ago, the tooth went just crooked, just like it was, in an instant. And because it was in solid bone, it doesn't move. Yet the whole bone and everything shifted with it.
Oh my
It was the weirdest thing. It was like the Twilight Zone.
Jeez.
It just went crooked, just like that. It was solid in there.
Wow.
But this one's a porcelain. This is
Porcelain?
porcelain.
So there's no metal to strengthen it at all? No? It's just porcelain. Do you think that's all I need for the front?
Yeah.
Because it's 4 teeth altogether.
14 what?
It's 4 teeth.
4 teeth.
Because they have to, the 2 are total fake, and then they tear down these 2 side ones for support, unfortunately.
But that's to make a bridge.
To make like a bridge
Yeah,
thing.
No, flapper is better.
What I have now.
Yeah, right.
But it's really, it causes a lisp.
I
Because
know
it's
mine
right-
does too.
It's really a pain in the ass. I'm real tired of it.
But I don't hear you. You hear your list more than I do.
Yeah.
Probably I hear my list more than other people do.
Is that caused by a flapper, did you say?
Flappers,
Yeah, I know what that is. That's what causes it.
pardon?
Flipper.
A
Yeah,
flapper will cause it.
flaps in and out.
Yeah.
That's what they call a flapper.
But like it can, if I'm eating something in particular, the whole thing will come out, very
Or
easily.
get underneath it. Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, that happens very easily.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm at home, I just take mine out and eat. Yeah, it takes me twice as long.
Well, that's what I
to
try
get
to
in
do
there.
too, because it gets irritating eating all the time with this in. You just do it because if you're around everybody else, you don't want to go, oh yeah, hi,
Yeah, well, if you have those other teeth ground down, you're taking those teeth and you damage those teeth. So they're not going to last as long as they would. Probably half their life. Because once you grind them down to the point where you can cement a whole bridge of teeth, you've damaged them all the way down to the tubules, which are soft. You put the epoxy over the tubules, that leaks all the way into the nerves, and those teeth will die much sooner.
Oh, wow.
It's not a good idea. It's maybe more convenient or inconvenient to deal with. It's easier to deal with the inconvenience of having a flapper and having a real teeth. You have to decide what it's worth to you.
Can you drink coconut water in the bathtub?
Yeah, you can sip on it, but again, water is water.
But you have the coconut water. What are you going to do with it? What else do you do?
Mix it with milk and cream and eat cheese.
Cream. Okay.
Something to remineralize. Water is just a negative substance, even if it's from coconut water. Even if it is coconut water.
Do you know some physicians in this area that are sympathetic to your way of thinking?
Not really. Closest is Dr. Privatera out near San Bernardino. But he's in all these supplements. He doesn't really think that there's that much kerosene and gasoline in supplements. And he recommends a lot of supplements. Yet there's a lot of kerosene or hexane gasoline in supplements. Would you soak your food for 22 hours in gasoline or kerosene, rinse it for 2 minutes and eat it?
I hope not.
That's what all supplements are made of.
Kerosene?
Kerosene or gasoline.
Well, that's a big
Because
money
they say there's always never enough in our
That's
food.
a big money earner for them.
Oh, that's huge. Same as medication. Everybody wants a magic bullet, and people believe in magic bullets, and there's no proof of it anywhere. The thing that happens when people take supplements, they get toxic kerosene or gasoline in their system. It raises their adrenal level because their adrenals will make the hormones to deal with those toxins as fat, and it raises their energy level, and they're blaming it on the benefits of the supplements instead of the toxicity of supplements. This happening as a adrenal reaction. If they're on it long enough, of course, they get adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, all kinds of cumulative problems with gasoline and kerosene collecting in
Remember
the
there was
body.
a guy named Maynard who was helping out with the buffalo glands, and he said he took too many supplements.
That's what he did. I mean, when I talked his surgeon in, the doctor wanted to go in and remove the whole jaw. He had a tumor this big on his face. And I went to a surgeon. I had a talk with the surgeon. Surgeon wanted to remove the jawbone, all of the skin, everything. And I said, wait a minute. It's part of the lymph gland system. So if you just take out the tumor, leave the skin, leave the bone, the body will be there. You don't remove all the lymph glands because they want to take the lymph glands too. I said the lymph glands would clean the body. Why would you want to do that? Just remove the frickin' tumor, scrape it off the skin. There's going to be excess skin. Of course, cut some of the skin away, and then sew it back together. So I had him retain the tumor, and then had it analyzed. It cost almost $10,000 to have it analyzed for everything I wanted it analyzed for. And everything was minerals and vitamin supplements stored in that tumor.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Concentrations.
Minerals and vitamin supplements. Wow. Wow.
What do they use?
And then he got another tumor because he took them for 60 years. He took supplements for 60 years.
Now, Aajonus, what do they use the gasoline and kerosene for and supplements? What is
Okay, you have to take a substance, dissolve it to extract something from it. Let's say they're taking vitamin E from corn or soybean. They use the kerosene or gasoline to dissolve it, to make it a liquid. Then they extract the substances out of it. So it's at least 22 hours soaking. Sometimes it's 5-6 days. So it's lots of kerosene and gasoline, or gasoline.
Wow.
And they only rinse it for 2 minutes.
Wow.
You go through a sprayer, rinses it off for 22 minutes.
Do they use that ingredient because it's the fastest way? That
It's the
they-
only way you can get anything to dissolve.
Oh, it's the only way to get anything to dissolve. Wow.
No other solvents. You put it in water, it's going to take a year.
Oh, wow.
And then you have bacteria that grows and fungus and everything else. They need something that's not going to get a fungus or a bacteria and dissolves it and makes it a mush quickly.
Wow.
Kerosene or gasoline, only two things. Kerosene is natural,
Oh,
so that's
wow.
what's in your natural supplement.
Oh, my
And
God.
if it's not natural, it's gasoline, hexane.
Wow.
There's no other way to do it.
Wow.
That one big vitamin company, what are they called?
Mega foods?
No,
One a day?
no. No, they're an alternative.
Herbalife?
Pardon?
Herbalife?
No, they're mainly an herbal. Pardon? No, it's a huge company. I can't remember the name of it. They called me, and their attorneys called me and said, 2 of our top salespeople were at your workshop in Chicago, and you said that all natural supplements use kerosene. That is a lie. We do not use that. And you need to put an ad retracting that statement in the New York Times, LA Times, Chicago Tribune, and all the major newspapers like Toronto, wherever I give my lectures. And I said, you want me to do that based on what evidence? He said, well, ours is all natural. We don't use any kerosene in ours. I said, did you know that kerosene is natural and that's the solvent they use? Go check with your laboratory. If your laboratory proves to me that they use something other than kerosene to make your supplements, I'll borrow $500,000 and put those ads in. I don't make $500,000 in 4 years. You know, it takes me 4 years to make $500,000. They never called me back.
Yeah.
I had a head of a lab technicians on the diet. I mean, a head lab technician who runs a laboratory. And those are the only options they have. Hexane and kerosene derivatives. That's it. Gasoline and kerosene. Only 2. I think we're at 4:30.
Yes, it's just about, yeah.
Almost. Anybody else have
What's that?
questions?
What time is that?
I got one.
Yes.
Are you still planning on doing an anatomy and physiology book when you get time?
Only if I have a health spa where I have students. And I'll have 3 students that will be doing the iridology, my iridology. 2 students doing the hands. palm readings that I do, and I'll have about 5 doing an anatomy course. They have to write those books. They will. That will be their doctorate.
Okay.
That will be their. I need to suck an egg. I've lost that word.
Well, it's about that time.
Yes, it is.
What is your next book going to be? Remember you're going to do a Q&A book, and you're still doing that?
Well, since I've been doing the newsletters, everything that I would put in that book is in the newsletters.
Okay.
The next newsletters are going to be where I take the digestive tract like I talked about here today. That's going to be one whole newsletter. Then I'm going to talk about the glands and each gland and what it relates to, how the glands work. That'll be another newsletter. So everybody has it right there, and they don't have to listen to the DVD every time.
You know, you can't
They want
open
to
your
know this.
newsletter. You can't open your newsletter up with Microsoft software now.
No, I didn't know that.
When you log in,
Well, the newsletters are PDF. Should be Adobe Acrobat opening it up.
if you have a Windows-based computer that uses Internet Explorer, you can't open your newsletter. They've done another update on it, and when you go to log in and you go to your name, it just jumps around. You just can't get into it.
Then
Just use Adobe Acrobat Reader.
I can't open PDF files when I get in an email.
You can't get into your website. You can't even get into your website.
You're kidding.
Why not
I
use?
told you what happens. It just jumps around.
Yeah.
You can't log
Joe, are you
Did you
talking about
report
We
it to
Want to
Jim?
Live?
in. Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
What
I had that
about,
problem and Jim corrected it.
Oh, yeah.
He said you could go to another type of software.
I use Firefox. I will
that's what I
not
said.
use Internet Explorer
record
because
anymore?
it takes
I don't know.
hours to
What's
get
going on?
from everywhere.
Is he still
Firefox is very fast.
Okay, that's what Jim said to do.
Firefox.
But
I
yeah,
use
that-
Firefox for everything.
I have no trouble with it. I
Sometimes-
use Firefox.
Sometimes I have to use Internet Explorer when I'm getting into one of my bank accounts. It won't let me get into one of my bank accounts without Internet Explorer. It's the only time I use Internet Explorer. I hate anything Microsoft.
I do too.
Well, anyway.
Could I make a quick announcement? Is it time?
Yes.
Yes, it is. This is about chemtrails, everyone.
Yes, bring out your cards.
Oh, yes.
You can see that. So,
I just want to make a quick announcement. It's going to be at the it's going to be August 17th through the 19th. They are going to be having some people there that are going to have already their Morgellons caused by this geoengineering chemtrails, which affects our weather climate. Our climate, it's controlling our weather, and it's also affecting a lot of people's health. It has all kinds of symptoms, from dizziness to respiratory to breathing difficulties, because the barium is quite high.
And
We did a
aluminum.
lab test. You go to LosAngelesSkywatch.org, and I did a HEPA filter test. After 3 months, turned it in to the American Scientific Labs. They returned it, and I had to have a reading. It's in mega, what they do, where they break down, scientifically
Concentrations.
measurements, yeah. So we have aluminum in there and barium, and it was also high. So anybody that's concerned, it's affecting our crops, the foods, that's growing, with the GMOs are involved with Monsanto. Monsanto is doing this. It's in his film, What in the World Are They Spraying? They'll be premiering that film, and why in the world are they spraying? And he's getting very qualified scientific people, weathermen. Scott Stevens in his second film is in it. And Nick Begich, who does the HARP program, knows about it.
Get the cards.
He's in Gakona, which is in Gakona, Alaska, the HARP program. So I'll get the cards. Anybody that you can pass them out. If you can't make it, it'll be webcast. So it's $30-some a day from the computer, and the cost is about $130, something like $30 for the 3 days. And it's a 3-day seminar, a 3-day conference with all different speakers, including Laura Eisenhower, great-granddaughter of
She's great.
Eisenhower.
For Eisenhower.
So you're going to pass out your...
He spoke out on the military-industrial complex, so it's all with military's involvement in this, and an investor like Bill Gates, he invests heavily in Monsanto, because he talks about it. He talks about geoengineering, and John Holdren is on, talks about geoengineering, and they're saying we're only planning to do it. Well, we know, he knows Mike Murphy, who did the film. They already are in the, they already been doing it. They generally go from September till about April, May, and then but usually at night we see the white thick haze. It becomes a white thick haze chemtrail. So
You want to pass out the cards
yeah, I'll
while
get
you're
the
talking?
cards, and anybody that's interested, please pick them up and or hand them out if you can't make it. Oh, I hit my toe. Excuse me.
It's been a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice. Stunning. It's always nice out here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Joseph.
It's just like perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aajonus. Appreciate it.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Michael.
thank you. So nice to be here. Again.